what I have. Fun fact, I love to drink 2 drinks at the same time. One is water and one will always be either coffee, 97% of the time, but I always need water with me. Is that like weird? I'm going to be reading King of Wrath. Oh, King of Wrath. I don't really read a lot of romance because I like to read literary fiction or contemporary, but I don't read spicy books. I don't like to read dark romance. I don't know what this is. I don't know if it's a spicy romance or a dark romance, a little bit of both. I don't know. What I really hate in like dark romance books or like the tropes are the bully and then the good girl. I hate that so much. But this one does not seem like it. Because I started reading, I don't know, like 8 pages, 7 pages, and she fights back, so I love that. But yeah, so far I'm so excited because this is one of those books where it's an arranged marriage and both of them don't like each other, but you know what's gonna go down. You know they're gonna fall for each other, something's gonna happen, and yada yada yada, but I'm very excited. I love tropes like that. Like this type of thing. I eat it up every time. Okay. Okay, anyways, I'm gonna continue reading. The thing is, what I really like is when you're a bit mean. I love that. You're a bit mean, but you have a soft spot for the person that you love. Because each and every single one of us, we have a mean bone in our body. But don't take it too far. But so far, Dante is not psycho. So I like that. Oh! Never. I was like, oh, so far he's not super mean. And then here it says, I wrapped my fingers around the stem of my wine glass and imagined it was Francis's neck I was strangling instead. Look, people annoy me, but I never ever imagine strangling a person. Like, I never imagined choking someone out. That is... Oh my god. Is this going to be your dark romance? Ugh, dang it, because I'm not really into dark romances. I just want spicy romance. Ugh. Okay, whatever. Move into the house. Things are gonna go down and I'm excited. What does intelligent brown eyes mean? Like usually it's like beautiful brown eyes, striking brown eyes. But I've never heard anyone say, you have intelligent brown eyes. How could your eyes be intelligent? I don't know. Here we go. What the heck? Wait, what? No. Page 23. What blackmail? I don't know what's going on. Oh, this is gonna be so good. This is everything I want. Like, so super dramatic. Giving me Wattpad vibes. You know, like the arranged marriage. They hate each other, the blackmail, he has a brother and he has to do this or else his brother dies. Oh my god, I love it. This is everything I even need right now. Sweet, cute, fluffy, no. Trash. Give me spicy. Give me a little bit of, not a little bit, but a lot of drama. Let me take that back. Sweet, cute romance is not trash. But for right now, I don't care about sweet, cute romance. I wonder what the plot twist would be, or like how Act 3 would eventually go. Like there has to be some sort of twist or something. Maybe like a showdown or something. A face-off. Star-Lord said, a face-off. It's not a trap if it's a face-off. Maybe. We don't know. But I like it. I just don't like it. I love it. It is the morning after, and I am going to continue reading The King of Wrath. I'm on page, what page am I? I think I got to 100, almost. I really like it so far. I love the drama. I love the characters. I love how Dante is, you know, he's not a hardcore bully. There's a scene in this movie where they were eating at the park and they were just getting to know each other, and you get that human side of Dante, and it was really nice. So I mean, everyone has a human side. I'm just saying, like, the more soft and open and caring, because he is caring. I mean, if you are not a caring person, you would let your brother die. He's willing to go through with this marriage just to save his brother, even though he does plan on getting revenge and taking down Francis Lau, which is Vivian's father. It's funny because they are, in a way, attracted to each other, but there's still more dislike. I would not call it hate, because they don't hate each other. Because if you hate each other, you can't stomach just being in the same freaking room or even have a conversation. But they have conversations. He thinks of her like, he thinks of doing stuff to her, like kissing her, and she's also the same, where he's like, oh my god, he kissed me, I want that again, what is this feeling that I'm feeling? And it's like, girl, it's sexual attraction, what the what do you mean? Both of them are like, what is this feeling? I'm going to continue now reading chapter 11. This is something I actually don't like about the book. The Miyakara. I think it needs to stop. It's been said 100 times at this point, and we're only like 24% into the book. I still have this much to go to. Dante has been saying Miyakara for like every single time. We get it. It's really cute. This is really cute. They're just trying their weird food combos that they love and getting the other one to try it. It's so weird. I'll see you guys later. When yeah. Okay. Oh my gosh, you guys. Ooh. I'm in page 196. When he sent Vivian those flowers, and he was like getting all jealous, rightfully so, I feel like. Then she realizes the brown bag contains 2 takeout boxes from her favorite sushi restaurant. So that means it's either he wanted to come and eat with her, or he wanted to come and just give her the food. And it's like, dang. We've gotten like 2 steamy scenes in this book, which were pretty enjoyable to read. I like it. I like that it's kind of like a slow burn. It's a slow burn, at least for me, I feel like, because they're just starting to really open up with each other, and their feelings are starting to grow more and more. And I'm kind of like halfway through the book now, but we're still not fully there, if you know what I mean. Like, they haven't said I love you, they haven't talked about, you know, oh, there hasn't been, oh, and like she still doesn't know about the blackmail and her father and all of that stuff. So we are probably going to get there like the last 100 page of that book, maybe. I'll tell you. Heath is what? Heath is in the building. Oh my gosh. What the fudge? Dude. And as soon as I stopped filming, I got to the part where they finally admitted that they like each other. I don't know. I thought that whole moment would be a bigger moment, but it was very plain, and I just wish the tension was there, because I don't know, it just wasn't like a moment that I imagined when they would like tell their feelings to each other. but I still do like the book. I think that was kind of just a disappointment for me when they finally admitted their feelings. It was kind of like, we're getting there, and it's like, oh, okay. I don't know. I don't know. Okay, so I finally finished The King of Wrath, and it's a 3.5 out of 5 stars, which is not bad because this book, towards like the last 100 page, honestly, I was kind of wanting to, just skip all the way to the end because it was getting a bit too long. This is almost 400 pages, and I think there were some parts here that I get why the author needed those scenes, but at the same time, I'm just kind of like, let me get to the end. Other than that, I think this book was pretty entertaining, at least for me, because I rarely read spicy romance or dark romance. This is not at all even dark because I have heard scary plots of actual dark romance in the book world, and this one, not dark romance. This is really entertaining, and I do really like this book, and I will pick up King of Pride, which I think is the second book, right? Yes, it is. I'm pretty sure it is. We follow a dual POV. We follow Dante Russo, who's a CEO, and he's old money, so he's rich because of his grandfather. So he's third gen old money. And then we have Vivian Lau, who's new money. Her father elevated them in society. Keep in mind, our main character is Asian. Typically in the Asian culture, being an Asian myself, I'm Filipina, we respect our elders. What her father says goes for the family because he's like the patriarch, he's the head of the family. For older Asian people that have immigrated from Asia to America, there's a bit of like disconnect with you growing up in America and having like different ideals or just being more open-minded compared to your Asian grandparents or your Asian parents who grew up most of their life in their home country and just immigrated to America. So you're more American-minded, I guess. Because it's really true about how Americans are more like liberal and open and have more freedom compared to a lot of Asian countries who still value tradition. Her problems, I just love that aspect of this story with their families, and also Dante. His parents didn't really grow up parenting him, so he had to take on this role being an older brother to Luca, which is his younger brother, and him stepping up as a parent for Luca, even though that's not his role. That's also hard because I know a lot of people go through that where they have to step up because their parents are not parenting, and as an older sibling, obviously when you love your family, you're not gonna just let your sibling do whatever or be whatever. I just love that this part of the book with their family relationships. What I also really liked about this story, I like how our main character Dante, and he wasn't mean, he wasn't a bully. I really can't read bully romances. I don't know how you fall in love with your bully because for me that is impossible. Like, obviously he was being rude in some parts, but he's not mean, he's not evil. I also love the banter between them. There were a lot of moments where I was like, oh, I really like Vivian. She's really sarcastic. She's funny. I like her. And her friendship with her friends Isabella, which is, by the way, it's either Isabella or Sloane, who is half Filipina and Chinese. So represent, because I rarely have read any characters in books that are Filipina, and it's just like, yes, we're being represented at least in some type of way. Still not the main characters, but we're there. Yeah, I just really also like their relationship, how it transformed, because it's not like insta love, which is something I also don't like. I don't like when you meet a person and you're like, oh my god, I'm in love. Like, I get if you're attracted to someone physically, that makes sense, right? But in love, like emotionally, I don't get insta love. And this one we progress more and more. Some people talk about why they don't like this book, and I understand why, so I'm just gonna get into why I also had to downgrade from a 4-star to a 3.5 stars. Okay, a lot of people, their critique with this book is the fact that it feels like they've read this book in other countless romance stories. Like there's nothing new, there's nothing exciting or different about it, which I agree. But for me, because I haven't read a spicy, entertaining romance in such a long time, this was such a breath of fresh air. I get the critique. I really do. I'm sure that I will stumble into like a different book and I'd be like, oh, this is kind of just like King of Wrath. It's really hard to stick out from one romance book from another because a lot of the tropes are always reused in romance. I understand the critique, but then I understand also from an author's point of view when you're writing real life romance, talking about real life characters without fantasy elements or without like supernatural elements, writing characters that are in this world and earth, it's hard to make it different. So yeah, but I see both sides. I think that's why you should like take a break from reading real life romance and go into like fantasy romance or something and then go back, because if you just keep reading kind of like the same, you know, spicy romance or dark romance, you'll see how one book is like 80% kind of like the other book, but just different characters, different worlds. Okay, another critique is the last 100 pages of this book. I just wanted to skip. I don't know, some of it was kind of like a bit repetitive, and I feel like we are stuck in this same bubble where it's just the house or Dante's in his office or she's either getting brunch with her friends. So we're stuck in this like small contained bubble, and I wish we could have explored more of the city that we're in. He's gonna be like, okay, I'm gonna go to Australia. We get to his point of view. He's actually back from Australia now. Like, what did you do there? Like, I don't know. There's less focus on the surroundings and their environment and just more focused on them two. That's why it feels like such a small world, and I wish we just got more of a beautiful world building. This is the biggest reason for why I actually like downgrade. The way this book started, it was really interesting because we eventually find out the reason for why Dante is going to marry Vivian. It's because something has happened, so he's forced to, and if he doesn't do it, then something bad will happen to his brother. And I thought that this book would go in that direction of very super dramatic, high stakes, like high level of like a third act. I thought someone was actually going to die, or maybe someone was going to get kidnapped or something. I don't know, I just really want drama. As you can tell, I just want drama. Give it to me. Obviously the brother getting hurt is already a high stake. I just thought that there would be more urgency from the brother's end, who is the one that was going to get hurt if Dante doesn't take the deal. When Vivian finds out about, you know, like the secret that Dante has been keeping and the secret of his father, it was so flat. I was super shocked. Vivian was more focused on the secret being kept from her rather than the secret itself. And that for me is so shocking because I'm like, girl, your father really tried doing that. And you're more shocked and sad and hurt that Dante kept it from you. And the way it was revealed was so bleh. I thought it was gonna be better. The way she reacted to it was like, it was a mess, that part. I was like, why is this so flat right now? I don't know. For a man like Francis, that is kind of our main antagonist in this book. For a man like that, I really thought he was gonna pull some crazy shit, you know, just to get there. I really thought. But he backed down so easily, and I'm like, okay, this is so boring. The whole blackmailing thing and trying to find those pictures, our main character Dante had someone else do it for him, so we didn't really get to see what was happening with that. We were just being told this was happening. We also did not get to see the business side of things. That was a rare thing. In this book, he's supposed to be someone very very smart, intelligent, and knows his way of the business world, and you know, he's a CEO and all these things. We rarely got to see that in the book. Rarely. Again, this focused so much on just like a contained small space and just the romance. I wish we got to see Dante at work. Nope. Nope. Every time we see him at work, he would fly back home. He would fly back home because something has happened with Vivian. And there's so many times in the story where he had to just stop a meeting or cut it off and be like, reschedule it for next time. I have to go somewhere. And it's like, oh my god, are you kidding me? Why does this happen all the time? So we barely got to see the business side of things, and we also barely got to see him kind of work out the whole blackmailing thing with Francis because someone else was doing it. Yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna go now, you guys. 3.5 out of 5. I suggest you guys to read this because although I talked about the things I didn't like and whatever, this is still such a good book, so please read this book. It's really good. If you're like bored and you need like a good romance that's not boring and you just want something, you know, you could read through and it's very entertaining, this is the one. Anyways, bye guys. I'll see you next time.